morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the second game of the series between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Last night's game was a very interesting affair as the Eagles jumped out to a 9-0 lead, only to see the Hawks respond with 6 of their own in the fifth inning. And then at that point in time, it was the Eagles that were able to pad on a couple of runs in each of the 8th and 9th innings to make the final score 13-6. It was a loss for the first place Hawks, who are still 34 games as their magic number, or combination of their wins and Chiba losses to get them the Pacific League Championship. And to think that that could conceivably happen if everything went to course probably by the first or second week of September is what they're looking at right now. Well, we're first of all going to give you the starting lineup from the visitor for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It's pretty much the same lineup as last night. The only difference is the catchers have been flipped out. So leading off and playing second base is number 0, Hiroto Kobakata. Hitting second and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Hideto Asamura. Hitting third and center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. In the cleanup spot is the third baseman, number 7, Daichi Suzuki. Hitting fifth is the left fielder, Toshiki Abe. Batting sixth is the first baseman, Mikhail Franco. Hitting seventh in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Batting eighth and at shortstop, number 66, Itsuki Maribayashi. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 70, Takeshi Ishihara. Ishihara, as we mentioned, is the only difference in the starting lineup tonight for the Eagles. And they're going to be facing the American right-hander Carter Stewart Jr., who takes to the hill with a 6-2 record. He has worked 76 in the third innings, 57 hits, 21 runs, 18 earned. He's walked 32 and struck out 71. And this is kind of a mark for Stewart right now, as it's pretty much the same as he's pitched last year, the same amount of innings. And the one thing is he's cut down on his walks. He had walked 42, I believe it was last year. So basically saving him 10 walks in the course of the innings that he has. His strikeouts are up. His ERA is down. Everything is starting to fall into place for the American right-hander as projected. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, they too have only got one change in their lineup tonight, and we'll get to that in a moment, as it'll be Akira Nakamura getting the start at first base tonight, as Yamakawa will become the DH. So leading off at second base is number 8, Taisi Makihara. Batting second at shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Hitting third at third base is number 24, Ryoya Kurihara. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 25, Hotaka Yamakawa. Batting in the 5 spot in left field is number 3, Kensuke Kondo. Hitting in the 6th spot and playing first base is number 7, Akira Nakamura. Batting 7th in right field is number 32, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Hitting 8th and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. And batting 9th in center field is number 23, Yukio Shudo. And they are going to be facing Ryota Takanaka, who takes a 1-3 record to the hill. He has 29 innings pitched. He's allowed 31 hits, 18 runs, 17 have been earned. He's walked 7, struck out 11, and he's got a ERA of 5.28. Well, those are your starting lineups. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action as Carter Stewart is completing his warm-up tosses. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. Carter Stewart has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we are about ready to get this one underway. It is the top of the order, obviously coming to bat here for the Eagles with the first inning, which is Kobakata, Asamura, and Tatsumi. As the Eagles' bats were booming last night, and we are in anticipation that they are going to be warmed up here again for tonight's game. So here we go. Carter Stewart ready to get this one underway. At the top of the hour local time, here comes the first pitch of the ball game as he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Kobakata hit his first home run of the season last night as he drilled it to right field. He was part of the offensive outburst by the Golden Eagles as he takes a fastball up and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. He's hitting .225 on the year with a homer and 12 RBIs. He does have those 23 stolen bases. Both he and Ogo tied for the team lead as he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Batting from the left side, Kobakata waggles the bat. Here comes the pitch from Stewart, and that's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander reaches for the rosin bag and ready to go back at it again here against the second baseman of the Eagles. As he rocks into the windup and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2. When Kobakata, we first started to see him a couple years ago, he was the primary shortstop for the Tohoku Ball Club, but he has bounced around a little bit, played a little of the outfield, played third base, played some second base. He swings at a fastball and lifts that into left field. Moving over to his left and making the catch is Kensuke Kondo, and that's going to retire Kobakata for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. Just to finish off with Kobakata, he played some nice shortstop, but they really are sold on Murray Piashi over there as they feel that he gives them the better options, and Kobakata, more of a second baseman prototype, has really solidified up the middle here for the Eagles. And when this hitter, who is Hideto Asamura, is playing in the field, he usually is playing third base as he swings at the first pitch fastball and fouls that away. Count is quickly 0-1. Asamura has been the longtime second baseman, not just with the Tohoku Ball Club, but the early part of his career. He played mostly second base, but now he is finding himself with the range of a third baseman as that fastball misses down and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Waggling again the bat from the right side, Asamura waits on the pitch from Carter Stewart, and it's a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. The count now is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Interesting, they did extend Carter Stewart, and I'm curious to see how that's going to play out for him. And if that is going to impact when he does come back to North America, and one would expect he would, as that split finger pitch is swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. I would think that he is probably going to command himself a pretty good payday when he comes back. I think of the likes of like an Eric Fetty or a Miles Michaelis coming back to North America. There's a fastball under the hands for a called third strike, and Asamura stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2, and that is going to retire him, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi, he's hitting .292 on the season, 4 homers and 41 runs driven in, as he digs himself in on the left side against the right-handed slants of Stewart. And the first pitch fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Tatsumi in last night's ball game was productive in his at-bats, as he was able to reach base 3 times in the ball game. He did have 6 trips to the plate. Had himself a couple of knocks and walk as the 1-1 pitch on the way here from Stewart, as a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2. We were talking a little bit in last night's game about Tatsumi, how he just really didn't get the, honestly, didn't get the opportunity. That would be unfair. It was with Tatsumi, he has been in the leadoff spot at the top of the order, and he's been given some of those chances as that fastball misses down and in, and the count is now 2-2. Just never really seemed to get his place or seat his place in the top of the order. Obviously, he can run a little bit, playing in center field as the 2-2 is on the way. It's a breaking ball waved out and missed, and Tatsumi in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Eagles in their half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Eagles 0 and the Hawks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys listening in, whether you listen live or on delay. It's always great to have you with us. We'll be back after a few. when this is done. Here we go. We'll break back in just a minute. We got ourselves a 0-0 ball game, but it's going to the bottom of the first inning. We're early on here between the Eagles and the Hawks. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the starter, Ryota Takanaka, completing his warm-up tosses, and he is ready to get this one underway. His last start was against the Lions on August the 3rd. He went 7 innings and threw 115 pitches. Certainly facing the Hawks are not like facing the Lions. He's faced the Lions 3 times this season here, as he has picked up 20 of the 29 innings against that ball club. But now his is going to be his stiffest test of the season. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The quick count is quickly 0-1 to Taisi Makihara. Makihara hitting .313 on the year, no homers and 9 RBIs, getting the leadoff spot here again tonight. And our friend Jeremy Orr says hello to everyone. Well, welcome, Jeremy. Not too many people in here tonight so far, as there's a fastball swung on and grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by Kobakata. He throws the first, and that's going to retire Makihara on a ground out 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Well, for Imamiya on the season, he's hitting .260 with 3 homers and 25 runs driven in. And he is played his part in last night's ball game as well. He was able to get himself a hit in a couple RBIs, as he was a big part of that 5th inning 6-run outburst by the Hawks. First pitch is a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Imamiya. Imamiya, the slick fielding shortstop of the Hawks, batting from the right side, takes a fastball inside, and the count now goes even at 1-1. I would expect a rebound game here tonight from the Hawks. Like, certainly the pitching matchup is in the favor of Fukuoka, one would think, as that is a 2-seamer that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, reminder, rare game action tomorrow, and it'll be a Monday game. It's the mountain holiday in Japan, as that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Imamiya. And so there is going to be baseball, and it'll be tomorrow. We are going to do the Fighters and the Lions, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern. So if you're up and awake, feel free to join us. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and tapped foul behind home plate. And the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will be a full slate of games across the NPB tomorrow, and we'll get a chance to join that one. There's a full slate of games tonight as well. As this game is underway in a half hour's time, it is going to be the Dragons and the Giants. There's a fastball swung on and fouled back. The count remains at 3-2. Also going on right now in the bottom of the first inning, it is the Fighters and the Lions locked up at 0s. The other games all get going at 6 o'clock local time, which is in about 3 hours and 50 minutes, depending upon where you're at in the world. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and Imamiya is aboard with a 1-out walk. He is going to reach first base. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. Well, for Kurihara, he enters the fray tonight hitting .273. He's got 12 homers and 60 RBIs. Arguably enjoying one of his better seasons. Our friend Jeremy has asked the question, and he says, which team has won the championship the most? I take it you're going to ask about the Japan series, as opposed to each individual league has their own champion. As the Central League and the Pacific League playoff, the winners of that playoff for the Japan series. As that first pitch is a foul ball that is swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1 to Kurihara. If you look at the total number of championships, the most belong to the Yomiuri Giants, as they have 22 championships, as that breaking ball misses inside and the count is 1-1. And surprisingly, next on the list would be the Saitama Seibu Lions, the team with the worst record in the NPB right now. It's almost a bit sad to see it, sad to say it. They are a franchise right now that just can't keep its star players. There's a 1-1 pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 1-2 on Ryoya Kurihara. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Waiting his turn on deck is Otaki Yamakawa. Other team with double-digit championships are the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. And when you think about it, most of them have come in the 2010s here. As there is a fastball swung on. It is taken on a hop by the first baseman, Franco. He goes to second for 1, back to first. That's going to be a double play. What a play by Mikael Franco to pick it. Oh, that's a beautiful double play. 3-6-3 in the books, as that is going to retire Kurihara here on the back end. The ball right on the screws, but a great pick by the first baseman, Franco. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 1 complete. Your score is the Eagles nothing and the Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll come back and answer Jeremy's questions. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Carter Stewart Jr. has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway. We're just looking ahead to tomorrow night. It is going to be going to the hill for the Eagles in tomorrow night's game. They are going to be sending Suruzaki to the hill. Really don't know a whole lot about him. It's going to make his 11th appearance this year with a 1-0 record. And countering for the Hawks will be Ozeki. Ozeki has been pretty fun to watch. He's 6-2 in his time. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Daichi Suzuki, and it's fouled off, and the count is quickly 0-1. Suzuki, Abbey, and Franco here to face Stewart in inning number 2. Didn't get you through the defensive alignment for the Hawks tonight here. From left to right field, it is Kondo in left. The center fielder is Shudo, and the right fielder is Yanagamachi. As the 0-1 is on the way, and it misses with a fastball down and in, and the count now goes to 1-1. Around the horn from first to third, it is going to be Nakamura at first, the second baseman Makihara, the shortstop Emamiya, and the third baseman is Kurihara. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down and in. And of course, the battery is of Stewart and Kai. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Suzuki as he waits here on the pitch from Stewart. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving back on it and underneath it to make the grab is the left fielder Kondo. So the second inning starts the way the first inning does. The fly ball to left field. So 1 away, and that is going to bring Toshiki Abe to the plate. Our friend Luke asked, do you like this league last wraps? Will we be live every weekend in the playoffs? We will be live again tomorrow night. We're going to be live again next weekend. And then we're going to be away in Japan for a couple of weeks. So we'll be doing some different stuff. May not be necessarily doing live, but I've got some preparation that I've done some things for this year that I want to get done, that I'd like to have some content over the next year, as well as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Toshiki Abe. So, yes, the month of September will be a busy month, and the playoffs and the Japan series. We did it all last year. So we're looking forward to being able to do that as well. Abe hitting .268 on the year, 5 homers, 23 RBIs as he waits on the delivery from Stewart Jr. That's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. So that would be the play. Luke asks if we have a Discord. We actually do have a Discord, but it's kind of funny. One of our friends who listens in, as there's a breaking ball that misses up top, and we were talking about putting together, we have a Discord, but I really don't use it. I don't do much anything at all with it. And part of it is just my lack of understanding with the Discord. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. And how we would probably look to do it. I mean, we have people that come in and listen to the games for the fact that they listen to Japanese baseball and they like it, and they love it. There's people who come in who are on the gambling side of things. They just do it for that. As there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and that is going to be ball 4 to Abe, and that is going to put him aboard. So he is the runner at first. Our friend Luke says, what is the code? And that's the problem. So I've got a Discord, but I really, as I said, I don't know how to operate or anything. It's not active at all. We've got it created, and I follow a couple of people, but haven't really taken the time to do it. And we were probably looking to implement that in the off season, Luke, as opposed to during the regular season this year, a little bit late in the game. Hopefully have it prepared for next season. So here comes the first offering to Franco as Carter Stewart Jr. kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's hit on the fists, looped over to the shortstop, Emamiya, who makes the catch as he backpedals into shallow left field, and Franco is going to be retired for the second out. I believe it's last wraps. I don't think it's last wraps baseball. It's just last wraps. You'd have to go take a peek at that if you can search it and find it. So that would be able to help you out in the Discord. So 2 away here. The runner at first is Abe, and it'll be Yuya Ogo stepping to the plate. Ogo hitting .259, 6 homers and 38 runs batted in, as he waits on the delivery from Stewart, and it's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house tonight. Welcome, Steve. Always a pleasure to have him joining us in the stream. As the right-hander ready to deliver as Carter Stewart kicks and fires. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Luke asks, would we prefer you to call you? You could call me Fred, Freddie, whatever works for you. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as Stewart works himself to the set. Checks the runner, now delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted into left center field, giving chase is Shuto. He's on the run. He's going to have room as he makes the catch on the warning track, and that is going to do it as Ogo sent it for a ride, just not far enough. And that is going to do it here in the second inning for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner stranded aboard. We are now moving to the second inning. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back in just a couple moments as we are answering the chat with the chat. It's great to have you guys with us tonight. It'll be the Hawks coming to bat for inning number 2 when we return right after these. For those of you who are new here, our friend Steve Rademacher in the house. This is a little bit about him, and we'll have some of his stuff throughout the night.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order coming to bat for the Hawks, which means Yamakawa, Kondo, and Nakamura. Our friend Jeremy asked the question. He says, who's the best player since Ohtani in the NPB? Well, I don't know, where Ohtani necessarily fit in, if he was the best at the time. Certainly he was one of the better players. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who just came to Major League Baseball this year, had a pretty good run, as it is. He was the pitcher for the Buffaloes last few years, big part of that team. First pitch is a breaking ball that drops into Yamakawa for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Yamakawa hitting .224. It is 21st homer in last night's game. Takes a fastball outside for a ball. The count is even at 1-1. He's got 67 RBIs to go with that. Leads the Pacific League this year. But I'll kind of answer Jeremy's question as we trickle along here. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Walfors in the house tonight. Welcome aboard. Thanks for checking in. As the 1-2 is on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 2-2 to Yamakawa. Defensively tonight for the Eagles, it's pretty much the same as last night. From left to right field, it is Abbey in left, Tatsumi in center, and the right fielder is Ogo. As the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and Yamakawa's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Around the horn from first to third, Franco is at first. The second baseman's Kobakata. Shortstop is Murabayashi, with the third baseman Suzuki, with the battery of Takanaka and Ishihara tonight. But back to the question that Jeremy had asked earlier. He says, who do you think is the best player since Ohtani, or the players in Ohtani? Like, there's certain stars, like he's on the back nine of his career now, but the shortstop for the Yomiuri Giants, Hayato Sakamoto, probably could have come to Major League Baseball. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, at least in my opinion. But, when you're the shortstop of the Yomiuri Giants, you're getting compensated to play in Tokyo. You're as big a star as there is. You're making your money. Do you need to come across? There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. And, I guess that's something that you have to look at, because sometimes people will say, hey, why wouldn't you want to come to America? Well, ask the Americans, why wouldn't you want to go to Japan? If you could play and be the star in the United States, why would you want to go to Japan? As that fastball swung on and fouled away. Our other question is I think Luke asked Jeremy if he was new to the league, and Jeremy says he is. And probably one of the more popular teams that are well-traveled in Japan is the Hiroshima Carp. As that fastball misses down and the count is 2-2. The Carps fans, they travel well. I know when I was in Yokohama last year, they filled up the left field stands. It was pretty impressive, from the left center field, pretty much to the left field foul line. Sea of red, travel really well. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. Our friend Jeremy says that Luke says he enjoys the Hawks. Jeremy meant the Dragons, Chinichi Dragons, I think is what he was trying to say. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, as it's on the way, and it is a fastball that misses up. Now, speaking of the Chinichi Dragons, I saw the Dragons play last year, and in Hiroshima, and it was actually kind of sad in some ways, just how few fans that they had traveling to support the team. They're definitely been struggling there in Nagoya. Not quite the same. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and Kondo is aboard with a 1-out walk. So this has kind of got a similar feeling to what inning number 1 looked like. The first batter was retired in inning number 1, and then it was a walk and then a double play ball. But Let's see what happens here. If he's going to continue to walk the yard, it could be a difficult night here for Takanaka. Brings Akira Nakamura to the plate. So here we go as Nakamura is ready to face the right-hander here. As Takanaka delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow. It's going to be the mountain holiday in Japan on Monday. So tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern, and we're going to do the Fighters and the Lions. Probably in some ways, maybe should have flipped it, done that game tonight, but I'm glad we're seeing Carter Stewart as that fastball misses down. As he looks like he is a pretty good tonight. Well, the one thing I am curious to see about Stewart Jr. here is he going to be able to get much past the 6th inning? I think one of the things that I've looked at with him is he's a different pitcher once he gets into the 6th inning. His stamina needs to improve, and he's got to be able to work on that a little bit more. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul past the bag at first base. Count is 2-1, and that almost looked like it was going to be a very eerily similar play to the double play that ended the first inning, as Franco looked like he was ready to pounce on that for another inning-ending double play. Nakamura struggling, hitting 199 on the year, no homers and 12 RBIs, as he waits on the 2-1 offering here from Takanaka. Pitch on the way, slow breaking ball misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1. Kind of wonder how long a leash they're going to have here on the righty. Luke asked the question, what's the mountain holiday? To be honest with you, Luke, it's the honors Mount Fuji. But a deeper explanation of the mountain holiday, I can't give you that much further than that. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. It would be like having a mountain holiday for Mount Baker or a mountain holiday for Mount Rainier. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, you know what I'm talking about. Or having a holiday for a mountain somewhere that they would revere. And of course, Mount Fuji is one of the largest volcanoes in the world. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time as the base runner Kondo. Luke says he's a Texas Ranger fan, by the way. Well, it's a good time in your life to be a Texas Ranger fan with them winning the World Series last year. As the 3-2 pitch is ready to come here to the batter Nakamura, and it's a fastball that misses down, and that is going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued here by Takanaka. Kondo advances over to second. Nakamura, the runner at first, yet to have a ball put in play for a base hit. But 2 walks back-to-back here. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Jeremy asked the question. He says, do you know how the Koshin is going? I really don't follow it too closely. I know it's a huge deal in Japan. When I was there last year, I think it was Waseda had won it. I think that was the school and they've won it before. I've got a buddy of mine who they actually have 2 Koshins. They have the spring Koshin and the summer Koshin. And a buddy of mine was the champion in 1993 in the spring Koshin. He was one of their pitchers. And he is gold medal. We got a copy or a picture of his gold medal as the fastball swung on and fouled away. And he said there's only 15 in existence. And he's got one of them. Luke says he tried to watch the Mexican Baseball League, but doesn't like it. The Mexican Baseball League, they've got some teams with some star power. I mean, obviously with Trevor Bauer and Robinson Cano and a bunch of guys that were former big leaguers. And I believe Enraku, who pitched with the Golden Eagles last year, is also on that team. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-1 to Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi hitting .321 on the year, 2 homers and 24 runs driven in. Facing the right-hander Takanaka with a runner in scoring position. As here comes the offering from the right-hander. It kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. The count goes to 1-2. So I'm not particularly fond of anybody in terms of teams in the NPB. There's not one team I say, hey, I go out of my way that I really enjoy watching or really enjoy following. Just follow the NPB as a collective whole. Major League Baseball, it's a different kettle of fish. I always like the Tigers. But with the NPB, it's got nothing, no patriot, nobody that I've really warmed up to. I like certain players. Fastball swung on, and it's chopped foul right at home plate. Went off the foot of Yanagamachi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It remains here. So 1-2 to Yanagamachi as he's waiting here on the pitch from the right-hander Takanaka. We have ourselves as he steps back out and he resets himself. We can also ask the question if we watch any KBO, but we don't pay. Well, we watch a little bit of it, but don't really enjoy it. Here comes the 1-2. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-2. KBO, I found that in watching that there's a real discrepancy between the teams and certainly the talent. Some of the top-end teams are very good. Some of the bottom-end teams are really bad. It looks like they've got a mixture of talent where you got some legitimate major league talent playing against some high school talent on some of the back-end teams. And there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Yanagamachi's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. It's the second strikeout recorded here by Takanaka. And that is going to leave it all up to the catcher, Takuya Kai. We're talking a little bit about Takuya Kai earlier, or some of us in the chat were, and the Hawks catcher Kai is as good a defensive catcher as you could possibly get. He's not a big fella either. He's only like about 5'6". He stands at 170 centimeters. So if you go and calculate that out, he is a diminutive batter. He's got a very open stance with a crouch. But he's been figuring it out this year. He's been swinging the bat pretty well, and he swings through that first pitch and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kai's hitting .263 this year with 5 homers and 34 RBIs. It's a bit of a renaissance for him at the plate. And with Takuya Kai, the way that he's hitting any offensive production is a added bonus. Fighters are on the board early against the Lions. It's 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning there, and Escon Field in Hokkaido. As the 0-1 pitch is ready to be served up here to Kai, and it's on its way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is even at 1-1. Takuya Kai, just to give you some perspective, he's batting .263 this year. It's about 40 points above his career average. He's also shown some pop in the stick. He's got 5. That's a bit down from last year. And he's been able to produce some runs. He's driven in 34 to this point, so he has been productive there. But normally pretty good with the bat. He's a sacrifice bunt kind of guy. He's got 182 of those in his career, but not in this situation with 2 gone. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Has popped up into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is Kobakata. He's got room and space on the right field foul line, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it as Kai is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. So no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Hawks 0 and the Eagles 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the third inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. We'll be right back in just a few. It is Hawks and Eagles when we return, but here is our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game when you guys get a chance, as he's got all kinds of crazy and interesting stuff on his channel.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers, and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve, and welcome back, everybody. As we're chatting along here with the chat, our friend Jeremy did ask a question. He says, why does the NPB not have a full streaming package? It's a great question, and it's funny. The Pacific League does, but you got to work on your Japanese to get through that. But the Central League does not. Everything is independent. And when I think of the Central League in a lot of ways, I think of what soccer was in England and in Europe. Everybody has their own jerseys. They all control their own. They don't have league-wide marketing or presence. It is everyone, one for all for one type of approach. And that's kind of what you see in, or at least that's what we see with regards to the, or at least what I see with regards to the Pacific League, the Central League, everything of that nature, right? So here comes the pitch from Carter Stewart Jr. It's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Atsuki Muribayashi. Muribayashi batting from the right side against the right-hander Stewart Jr. takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So what I would say is the Central League, when we were talking about that a little bit, when I was in Japan last year, and I was at the Tokyo Dome as that fastball misses down in the dirt. And there was one of the workers for the Giants come up and said he was going to offer, hey, are you interested in the Giants package? And I looked at it and I'm like, well, why don't you have it in North America or globally? Because I think a lot of people would enjoy watching it, as there is a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul on the first base side. And I have to say, I think it's just the short-sightedness. I mean, a number of people go out and get pirated feeds be able to watch the game. It's all in Japanese, of course, but you have a market of enough people that would be willing to make the purchase to be able to do it. So why not? Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Nakamura, who flips it to Stewart Jr. covering. It's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. That's going to retire Muribayashi, and it'll bring up the catcher Takeshi Ishihara. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on the matter. And so, if any type of revenue that you potentially can have is lost revenue, I mean, I don't know what you're going to get in a South American marketplace. I don't know if people would want to buy it and be involved, but certainly there's enough people in North America that would love to be able to do it. There's a fastball that's swung on and it's lifted foul behind home plate, and the count is 0-1. Now, in saying that, I don't know if they have any issues where there's infringement. Like, for example, how much Major League Baseball is shown on TV? Well, last year when Shohei Ohtani was playing for the Angels, they showed all his games. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. And the pitch from Stewart on the way, and it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away right into the midsection of Takuya Kai. And for all the gentlemen that are watching here, he's going to need a moment here to collect himself as he takes that one in the family jewels. So no balls and 2 strikes it is here to Ishihara as the umpire goes out and cleans off the plate to give Kai a moment of reset. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as Stewart holds to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Ishihara's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and they'll bring up the top of the order in Hirota Kobakata. So that's just 2 cents on it. I don't know why the powers that be don't think in that manner that they could generate more revenue and be able to get more people watching the games. I think there would be a significant amount of interest. But I also don't know what Major League Baseball has in agreement with the NPB as well. If they are working in agreement to say, hey, let's keep it separate. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside to Kobakata. Last year, I think it was, or was it this year, Friends to Friends? I think it was FTF would carry games in the United States, but they would be on delay. There's a fastball that misses down. The Zone had also carried games in years past, but they're not doing it anymore. We talked about the other night about if you have a VPN, you can get Amazon Prime in Japan and be able to get the games there, but they don't broadcast everyone. They broadcast select games, and you get different ones. They have a full schedule up. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-1. You have to just invest in the VPN. I haven't investigated that at this point here, but that might be an option. So 2-1 strike to Kobakata. He digs himself back in here. He's got the shin guard on the right leg. He's rather close to the plate. His left foot's right up on the chalk line. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman, Makihara. He throws to first, and it's not going to be in time. That's going to be an infield single for Kobakata. Nice job there by the second baseman, Makihara, going to his right to field the ball on the backhand. But that's the speed of Kobakata. That's why he's got himself 23 stolen bases this year, as he can really motor down the line. So he's got himself, we're going to take a look at the replay here. I don't think they're going to challenge. No, not even close. He's got himself an infield single. That's going to bring Hideto Asamura to the plate with the runner aboard and 2 gone. So here comes the first offering here to Asamura as the right-hander Stewart holds set. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Asamura tonight struck out looking his first time up, as he bats here facing Stewart for the second time this evening. Right-hander works set, kicks and delivers a fastball that just misses outside. Kobakata looked like he was wanting to run and then shut her down pretty quick. All 3 of the stolen base leaders are in this game tonight in the Central League. Yukio Shudo leads the NPB in stolen bases. He's got himself 33, and then he is followed by Kobakata and Ogo, who each have 23. Here's the pitch. Fastball, check swing fouled over on the first base side. Nice job by the first base coach to field it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Asamura. Friend Jeremy says he doesn't like the DH much. Our friend Titus in the house tonight. We welcome you into the stream. Our Japanese friend listening to the games. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander Stewart Jr. kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned sometimes before, our streams are all a little bit different. Sometimes we have the baseball stream, and sometimes we've got the people that come in just to listen to the ball. Sometimes people are just listening for the other stuff, for the gambling. Our friend NCK, a whole bunch of numbers afterwards, says he put 50 on the Ham Fighters to score 4 or more runs, and he found this stream. Not sure if I have a gambling problem or if it's good to discover small parts of the internet. As that fastball misses down. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Asamura. Well, sometimes we do talk about it. Depends on the crowd. Some nights we have a lot of people that like to come in and talk about the over-unders. Certainly that over-under last night was blown apart pretty much by the 3rd inning. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on and lifted foul, and the count remains at 2-2. And so sometimes we get people that, it depends. Usually the midweek crowd is a little bit more of a different. We haven't done a lot of midweek games this year. And when we do the midweek games, it's more of a baseball crowd. When we do the weekend crowds, usually the Friday night elicits a lot of the gamblers and people who are having a couple of pops. So here's the 2-2 pitch. As the pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And that is going to be retiring Asamura on strikes. He goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. He's the 3rd out of the inning. And our friend God is Great says, are you still coming to Japan this month? Yeah, 2 weeks from today, we'll be on our way. So hang tight, everybody. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Eagles and the Hawks. 0-0. We'll be back in just a few. 2 weeks to Japan, that is for sure. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the third inning, and it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks. That means Shudo, Makihara, and Imamiya to face the right-hander Takanaka, who is on for his third inning of work. Our friend who is in the house here, NCK, we'll just call him that for short, as he's got the rest of the numbers afterwards. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Tomorrow we'll be back on the airwaves again, as we will do the Fighters and the Lions. That is going to be the Mountain Holiday in Japan. Fastball misses upstairs. So it'll be 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. If you'd like to join us again for that one. A rare Monday game in Japan. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. And the count is 1-2. Our friend, God is Great, says, I like the Saitama Seibu Lions and the Giants, but lately it's Hokkaido. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball that swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. As it bounces into the seats, it found a couple empty seats there. Count remains at 1-2 to Shudo. Our friend, God is Great, says he got Otane's autograph when he was playing with the Fighters, one of his first autographs. That's pretty cool. As that fastball is lifted foul down the third baseline, the count remains at 1-2. I've got to stop into. There's a couple of fellows. He's got some merchandise and the autograph stuff and all kinds of crazy things. As a breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and that's going to retire Shudo for the first out of the inning. I always like trying to pick up some stuff. A fella gave me some sumo stuff last year that I know nothing about. I think it was the sumo lineup or wherever it was. It was kind of cool. It was really done, really neat. He was like, you should take it back and frame it. Nick says, tonight it's the Fighters. It's his first NPB experience. Well, hopefully it's not your last. Don't forget to bookmark the channel and come on back and see us again as that fastball misses under the hands and the count is 1-0 to Makihara. As the 1-0 pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside. Now the count goes to 2-0. I have to say this, the command of the right-hander Takanaka to me is a bit in question. He is yet to allow a hit in this one here, but he's walked 3 batters, and getting ahead in the count has not been easy. It's the repeatability of his pitches as that fastball is taken for a called strike. I look at his mechanics here, and just for him to be able to be consistency and to be able to locate it has been a bit of a problem. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped softly over to first. Fielded on the backhand by Franco. He bobbles it, and then he steps on the bag. A nice play there by Maikel Franco to stay with it. That's going to retire Makihara on a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. And that is going to bring up Kenta Imamiya to the plate. Friend Nick says he just got done watching the Pirates game and moved over here. Well, we appreciate you there for that, and we're glad you found your way in here. The Pirates, I don't want to say the Pirates are playing good baseball right now. The Pirates maybe are just a little bit underachieving right now. They could use another arm or two, and that could take them over the hump. Fastball taken for called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kenta Imamiya. Imamiya walked his first time up. as he was erased in that double play as the fastball misses outside. I've been to PNC Park, and it's a great venue to see games. I've probably been to about half of the games, as there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded on one hop over to Kobakata. He fields it. He throws to first, and Emamiya goes in the books on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it. Can't keep up with the chat because the game's moving along at a pretty good clip. We got no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board as the Hawks go in order in the third. Stick around, everybody. The top of the fourth is just around the corner. We'll be back to chat with the chat when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. It is 0-0 when we return after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Drafts Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. The top of the fourth is upon us, and it is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Eagles, which means Ryosuke Tatsumi, Daichi Suzuki, and Toshiki Abe to come to bat here. Friend Nick says that Paul Skeens is fun to watch. Yeah, he sure is. Enjoy him while you have him. I mean, I think that there's a lot of comparisons that are out there that he's kind of like Steven Strasburg, and I think that, you know, you don't want to predict ill will or bad health to anyone, and I'd say that if you can get 5, 6 solid years out of him, that'd be pretty good. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. I think one of the disappointments, I believe the Pirates made a flip at the deadline and they got rid of Quinn Priester. This pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 0-2. That last pitch poured in at 96 on the gun. 96 at the knees for Stewart. Here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. He makes quick work of Tatsumi. He's gone for the first out of the inning, so 1 up and 1 away. And if our mathematics is correct, that would be strikeout number 5 here for Stewart. Friend Nick says for sure he's burning bright. Not sure for how long. That's the mechanical pieces when you watch him pitch. And you look at him, I look at a very similar to Strasburg. Lots of comparisons to that arm action. Can see where people would have their concerns. So Suzuki coming to the plate, he's 0 for 1. He's flown to left field his first time up, and the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Suzuki had himself a 2-run shot in last night's ball game, had himself a really productive night. Stewart delivers a split finger pitch that bounces up to the plate. Suzuki was 2 for 5 last night and had a sacrifice bunt. He had driven in 3 runs. As the count here is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Stewart kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. This is line foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 1-2. Fred Luke says that the Eagles aren't making this easy tonight. No, the Eagles, I got to say, they have been flapping their wings a lot better. I would have thought that it would have been them and Chiba battling for the 2 spot. The disappointment this year in the Pacific League has been the Oryx Buffaloes, 3-time champions of the back-to-back-to-back champions of the Pacific League, and they may not even make the playoffs this year unless they go on a great run. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on, lifted into shallow center field. Moving underneath it is Shudo. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Suzuki. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Toshiki Abe. Well, for Abby tonight, he is officially does not have it bad. He walked his first time up. He was stranded on base. Batting .268 on the year, 5 homers, 23 runs driven in for the Eagles left fielder. I have to say, though, and I got to think that there's going to be some movement in this fifth inning as he tries to check his swing to Abby, but he couldn't hold up. Count is quickly 0-1. Just a reminder for those of you who are with us for the first time tonight, we like to call it Japanese halftime. After the fifth inning, they take an extended break in the league here as there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. They do is they take an extended break. The umpires get off, get their drinks. They do a little maintenance on the field, and it's about approximately a 3 or 4 minute break in between. I used to call it Japanese halftime. There was a fellow who was a longtime official, as there was a fastball swung on his chop foul, and the count goes to 1-2. And he was doing the World University Games in Taiwan one year. And they didn't know that at the end of the fifth inning, they would go off and they'd have literally a 15-minute break on the in-between. And they would go and they'd get some food, they get some drinks. And so the umpires were like, well, where are all the players going? And they're like, halftime. So that's why we call it the Japanese halftime, because they do get an extended break. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the right field line, and it's going to drift into the seats, and the count remains at 1-2. Luke asks, is it a long break? And the answer to that is not particularly. But maybe there's usually about a 1 minute and change in between innings. It goes fairly quickly, but I would say it's probably, you're looking at probably about a 5-minute break at max in between innings, approximately 5. There's a split figure pitch swung on it, is sliced down the right field line, and it is just going to slice into the temporary seating foul, and the count remains at 1-2. Friend Jeremy asked a question earlier on. He says, is soccer a big winter sport in Japan? I guess when you look at Japan and you'd say, what are the big sports? Baseball is life in Japan. Sumo is pretty big. Rugby has taken on some great popularity in the country. As the 1-2 is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up, and the count goes to 2-2. Soccer's played, and it's played, but it's it's a global game, right? So to say how popular it is, I don't know if it's in the blood of the people like it would be in Europe or in South America. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. When you think of Asian soccer, you don't really think of it, to be honest. Asian soccer on the global stage is not like the Europeans or the South Americans. Fastball just misses down. Stewart Jr. walking off the mound thought it was strike 3, but not going to happen there. Our friend Walfris says, what about boxing? I don't really remember a whole lot of boxing going on in Japan. In fact, outside of the Olympics, hard to name any professionals. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Moving underneath it is Yannick Gamachi. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it as Abby's going to be retired for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth. Your score is where we started. Eagles nothing, Hawks nothing. We'll be back in just a few, and Steve Rademacher will keep us entertained with stuff that he's got in his fridge. Can you believe it? We'll be right back in just a few.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here for the Hawks as the first pitch delivered to Ryoya Kurihara is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Kurihara grounded into a double play to end the first inning, his first time up, as Takanaka delivers, and it is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kurihara batting from the left side here against the right-handed slants of Takanaka as he holds set, now delivers. Pitch is a fastball swung on. This is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So a leadoff single here for Kurihara, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Hotaka Yamakawa. So Jeremy asked the question about what is the winter sport in Japan? Well, to be honest with you, it's, depending on where you live will dictate a little bit about that. When you get up into the Northeast, there's quite a bit of skiing in Japan. You get up into that Hokkaido region and further northeast, a lot of people like their skiing. But I don't really know if you would call it a real winter. I mean, Tokyo, I was in Tokyo, you get temperatures, in and around the end of December, early January that are in the 60s Fahrenheit. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yamakawa. Yamakawa tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time tonight against the righty. The right-hander here by our count has 3 strikeouts tonight, which is a little bit ahead of his normal pace. Here's the 0-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Yeah, Nick says he imagines there would be some skiing there. Yeah, definitely in the Northeast. But, when you think about Tokyo, or at least when I was there, I've been there a couple times in the winter, and there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's belted into deep left field. This ball's trouble. Way back, looking up, and it is gone. A home run, a 2-run shot by Hotaka Yamakawa. He's gone deep back-to-back nights. That's his 22nd of the season and extends his home run lead in the Pacific League. And that is going to open up the scoring here. You could just feel it coming. A 2-run shot here by Yamakawa has put the Hawks on the board. Cashes in Kurihara ahead of him. And he comes around across the plate here. 2-0 lead now for the Fukuoka Ball Club. It was a matter of time, falling behind pitches, falling behind batters in the counts. Walking the batters. That is the second hit of the ball game. The first one, of course, was Kurihara, who had the leadoff single. So back to back, and now that has got the Hawks in front. That brings Kensuke Kondo to the plate, and the first pitch he sees is a fastball grounded foul over on the first base side. I'm going to ask the question, are we going to be able to see him get to the third time through the order? That ball was absolutely missiled. Almost 109. It was 109 miles an hour off the bat. Here comes the pitch. Fastball just below the knees, and the count goes to 1-1 on Kondo. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting to wonder if we were going to get any runs here, just the way that this game was starting to shape up. 1-1 pitch on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. But you could tell that Takanaka was starting to struggle with his command. It really never had got himself sorted. As the pitch is on the way, here's the 2-1 fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. Counts now 2-2 to Kondo. Most difficult part of the batting order is this 3-4-5 spot for the Hawks. Everybody else is pretty much a table setter, but these 3-4-5 hitters, Kurihara, Yamakawa, and Kondo are run producers. They can really put some charges into the ball. I look at a guy like Kondo. He could probably swing in Major League Baseball. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. But when I look at his defense, he would remind me a lot of Masataka Yoshida with the Red Sox. It could be an adventure in the outfield, letting him roam around out there. And that's what I see sometimes here. He did play some right field for the Japanese national team in the World Baseball Classic, which truthfully I was a little surprised at seeing. He's more of a left fielder in my eyes. Fastball that swung on and lifted foul. The count remains at 2-2 on Kondo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As I said before, sumo is quite large, literally and figuratively. Sumo is quite the sport. And when you're in Tokyo, they have the Grand Hall is just on the other side of the Sumida River. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the second baseman, Kobakata. Oh, Kondo hit the ball right on the screws, right to the glove of the second baseman, and that's going to retire Kondo for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. So 2-0 here if you're keeping score. We always update our ticker at the end of the half innings. Our friend Jeremy says, thanks for doing the games. Looked hard to get to the NPB. Yeah, it's appreciate you guys for jumping in with us. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We're behind on our schedule. Last year, I think we did about 130 games of Major League Baseball and of the NPB, mostly NPB. The year before, we did about 150 games. As that breaking ball misses down, it's now 1-1. I was just looking at my pace here, and this year I think we're pushing 60 games now. We're behind. As that fastball misses up, it's now 2-1. We'll pick up the pace in September and through the playoffs, as I would like to think we're probably going to rattle off about another 50 or 60 more. It's not as much as we had hoped to this year. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, drifting over to his left and making the catch is the center fielder, Tatsumi, and that is going to retire Nakamura for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. So we'll try to squeeze in some more games, as we say. We'll get one tomorrow and probably 2 next weekend. I haven't really looked ahead at the schedule, but it would probably be Friday night and Saturday North American time. We'll squeeze a couple of games in. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now is 1-0 to Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. Batting from the left side here, and the pitch on the way is a fastball that's hammered foul down the right field line. Count goes to 1-1. Probably the Saturday game, Japan time, which would be ours here in North America, I probably would be leaning toward doing the Hawks and the Marines. That would be next weekend. And probably game 2 and 3 of that series. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle. Moving to his left is Murray Biashi. Oh, what a glove play by him as he throws to first to retire the speedy Yanagamachi. It's a ground out 6-3 to end the inning. What a great defensive play there by Murray Biashi. That will do it here for the Hawks in their half of the inning. Well, they got 2 runs. The big blow, the 2-run homer off the bat of Hotaka Yamakawa. There were 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. It's a 2-0 ball game now for the Hawks. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here tonight, listening on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball, where we're going to open some dancing heroine cards during this intermission. Japanese baseball has cheerleaders for their sport. So let's see what we get from the Japanese baseball cheerleaders. Got swallows, and I bet she does. We have the Lions. It's one of my favorite teams. Wow. Now that's all sorts of nice. Ramu. Very cool. We have Neon. And we have Angels of Hiroka. And the one Japanese card no one can read, we got from the Giants. So everybody, enjoy the game. Back to you, Freddie, and peace out.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We are cruising to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Mikael Franco, Yuya Ogo, and Itsuki Muribayashi to come to bat to face the slants here of Carter Stewart Jr. Stewart Jr. has pitched very well here tonight, only allowing 1 hit so far. It was the infield single to Hiroto Kobakata. He has also been able to ratchet up a few strikeouts in this one, as by our count, he is at 5. And he's kept his walks in check. He's only allowed 1 base on balls, so only 2 runners have reached base so far through the first 4. against Carter Stewart Jr. So that is boding well for him. And the first pitch here to Franco is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Moving back onto the warning track is Shudo, but he's there to make the catch. And with one pitch, we have one away here in the top of the fifth inning. Franco has the ability to run into the ball, but just couldn't hit it far enough. One up and one away here, and that'll bring up Yuya Ogo. Well, for Ogo, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to center field his only trip to the plate. He had himself a decent ball game last night as he was able to reach base 3 times, a couple of hits, a walk, stolen a base. So he is coming up here to face Stewart. Hitting .259 on the season, 6 homers, 38 RBIs as he takes a 94-mile-an-hour fastball down and in for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Stewart making the hitter feel a little uncomfortable by making him move his feet around a bit. Had to do a little hopscotch to get out of the way. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as Stewart rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. 64 pitches through the first 4 innings for the American right-hander as he is ready to deliver here to Ogo. As a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Stewart ready to go again as he rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted again into center field. Moving this time to his right is Shudo. Shudo's been a busy man out there tonight as he is recorded by our books 4 of the putouts so far. So Stewart's got 2 gone here in the top of the 5th. That's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Atsuki Muribayashi. Well, for Muribayashi, he is officially 0 for 1 in this one. He's grounded to first his first time up. He's made some sparkling plays defensively for the Eagles thus far. And the first pitch as he squares to bunt is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The other thing is, too, is the flavor of the Japanese games. I have a plan for next year is that split finger pitch misses outside, and the count is a 1-1. Have to pick up. I'm looking to get myself a Rode mic to pair with my phone. I've got to get a new phone, and the objective of that will be coming this week. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. Or, sorry, check that. It was 2-0 pitch, and it's now 3-0. I'd marked off that Muribayashi had a strike on one of those, but I guess not. Here's the 3-0 from Stewart. Fastball right down the middle, and now it's 3-1. 2 gone here. The hardest out sometimes is to get that third out. As Stewart fell behind 3-0 to Muribayashi. Here comes the pitch. He rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the first baseline, and the count is now 3-2. We'll give you the updated scores around the NPB as this one trickles along as well to keep you guys up to date. As the 3-2 on the way, it's a split finger pitch, and that is going to do it. As Muribayashi is gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and they go in order again to the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. Stewart Jr. looking good. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. Bottom of 5th is just around the corner. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the fifth inning. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks. That means Takuya Kai, Yukio Shudo, and the top of the order, Taisi Makihara. It's going to be tough sledding, I would think, here the rest of the way for the Golden Eagles, as they did not have to use any of the big guns out of their bullpen last night. So if Stewart Jr. can get them through the 6th and maybe even into the 7th inning, I'd like to see if he can get into the 7th here. If he can move along that way, then you're looking at Darwinson Hernandez, you're looking at Fuji, you're looking at Matsuyama and Roberto Osuna to potentially close this one apart or close this one off. It'll be tough sledding for the Golden Eagles. So really, Tohoku's got to get their scoring done here in the next couple innings if I think they're going to have a chance to get back into this one. Here comes the first offering from Takanaka. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0 to Takuya Kai. Kai tonight 0 for 1 as he had lifted a looping liner to the second baseman his last time up. And there's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hawks and Eagles here in game 2 of their series. As we said, we are enjoying being on the call here for you tonight. But Lions and the Fighters tomorrow. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. The Fighters and the Lions are currently playing right now, and that game is going on in the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th, as the fastball is swung on and missed. Counts now 2-2 to Kaya, and the Lions have a surprising 3-1 lead over the Fighters in that one. It is 1-0 for the Giants over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That game was a half-hour later start than the 2 in the Pacific. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 2s to Kai. Games that will go off later, as we said, at 6 o'clock local time in Japan at the Zozo Marine Stadium. The Buffaloes are playing away to the Marines. In the Central League at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, it is the Carp and the Tigers. And in Yokohama, they are entertaining the Swallows in that one. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-2 to Kai. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball that is swung on and line foul down the right field line. Count remains at 3-2 to Kai. It's bottom of the 5th inning here, and our gambling friends who like to come in and put their nickels down, as we talk about, a lot of people like to gamble the first 5 because the starting pitchers obviously can impact the game. Once you get into the bullpens, then that can impact the game in a different way. As the 3-2 is on the way, it's a fastball that is check swing fouled. Might have caught the home plate umpire a little bit as he steps out. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kai. And it did. And actually, it didn't catch the home plate umpire, but it looked like it got the forearm of the catcher of the Golden Eagles. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as Takanaka delivers a fastball, and another one swung on and fouled away. And this is starting to turn itself into a bit of a marathon at bat. 9 pitches already here given to Takuya Kai. So who is going to win the battle here? Kai gets himself dug in. And the 3-2 pitch is ready to go as he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Murray Biashi on a hop. Throws to first. That's going to retire Kai, but Kai gave Takanaka all he could handle. That was a 10-pitch at bat. Good quality at bat there by Kai, and he's gone, though, for the first out of the inning. So one away, and that will bring up the center fielder, Yukio Shudo. Well, for Shudo tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his only time to the plate. As he bats from the left side here against Takanaka. Shudo on the defensive side has been very busy in center field tonight. By our count, he has recorded 4 outs on his own as he takes a fastball down and in for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Shudo has some great wheels. If you remember, he was the winning run in the World Baseball Classic as he swings at a fastball and pops it up into shallow right center field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, Ogo, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Shuto for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and it'll bring up the top of the order in Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He is grounded to second and grounded to first in his 2 trips to the plate. As he comes to bat here to face the Eagles starter for the 3rd time. I'd also be curious to see how long the Eagles will stay with their right-hander. This is the 86th pitch delivered of the evening. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Makihara batting from the left side as the pitch is delivered. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As a reminder, is the end of this half inning, it'll be the Japanese halftime. It's where we put our music on loop and we go and take a little mini break ourselves, refresh our water, do a little stretch, and come on back and give you all the rest of the action. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and line foul into the netting down the 3rd baseline, and the count remains at 0-2 to Makihara. So no balls and 2 strikes. Makihara waggling the bat as Takanaka gets himself ready to go again with a new baseball. Here comes the 0-2. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded neatly by Kobakata. He throws to first. That's going to retire Makihara on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Jeremy asked a pretty good question. I'm going to come back and answer that when I return in just a few. It is a 2-0 ball game here as we're now through 5 innings. We're going to take a little mini break here, and we'll be back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving ourselves to the bottom or the top half of the 6th inning. We like to call this our Japanese halftime, and we'll be back in just a few. Scores 2-0 for the Hawks. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Eagles coming to bat here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Hawks. Our friend Jeremy asked a question before we went to break. He says, do you know if Japan is easy for people in a wheelchair? And my answer to that is simply no. I really don't think so. We were looking at trying maybe to get my dad and my mom over there. My dad's going to be, it'll be his 90th birthday next year. And we talked about it and contemplated it. And he's not in a wheelchair, but his mobility isn't very good. And he uses a walker and different things. And the reality of it is you better have your feet, if you are in Japan, to be able to move and to walk. Because if you are having mobility issues, you're going to have a problem. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. And I'll give you an example of that. Just navigating in and out of the train stations, the subway stations. It is definitely not wheelchair friendly, as the 1-0 pitch is on the way, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. Now, mind you, in some of the newer stations and some of the newer places, yeah, you can get around, but definitely not easy for folks that are with mobility issues. And that was something that I was picking up on immediately. I was like, I'd like to be able to do it, but it's just not going to make sense. Another fastball misses down. It's now 3 balls and no strikes to Ishihara here. Ishihara struck out his first time up against Stewart, but Stewart's fallen behind here after the break at 3-0. As the right-handed hitting catcher waiting here on the delivery, and the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside. So 4 straight balls issued by Carter Stewart, and that is going to walk Ishihara here and bring up the top of the order in Hiroto Kobakata. Interesting part of the batting order, the way that they've got Ishihara batting last. They've got the landmine, or what I call the Japanese version of Alejandro Kirk at first base. And then you've got Kobakata coming up to bat, who's got some of the biggest wheels. You sometimes try not to pair those type of guys together, because Kobakata will be blocked here by the lack of running ability by Ishihara. So here comes the first pitch from Stewart Jr., and it is a fastball that misses inside, and the count now is 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, you have to say, I mean, when I was in Costa Rica a number of years ago, this is going back 20 plus years, and the same thing there was definitely, if you were mobility friendly, it was going to be a problem for you to get around. There's certain parts of the world that, I look at it and I say, it's just not friendly. There's a fastball swung on. The bat has been broken. The ball's been knocked down by the first baseman, Nakamura. He picks it up and he's going to step on the bag at first. And that is going to retire. Did they flip it over to Carter Stewart? I'm not sure if Stewart flipped over covering, but the bat came flying right in the direction of where Nakamura was. We'll get a look at the replay of that one. Actually, it came right back in the direction toward first base. Stewart Jr. had to kind of avoid the bat as he was making his way over. And it was a ground out 3-1. It does advance the runner Ishihara over to second. So ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the DH, Hideto Asamura. Now, the other part to that I would say too, Jeremy, is I would have to tell you that as far as I'm concerned, when you're looking at stuff, here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that is upstairs, but the home plate umpire says Asamura went around on it. The count is 0-1. And that's, when you look at, how do I put it? You look at situations, if you were living in the area or you're more familiar, you figure out ways to get around. But certainly in the areas there I would be looking at, I don't think that it's going to serve you well to get around in wheelchairs. That split figure pitch is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. Asamura struggled here today against Stewart. He has struck out his first 2 times. Stewart looking to give him the good old golden sombrero here. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We check in on the other game that is going on in the Pacific League, and it has all been tied up as the Fighters are now locked at 3s with the Lions. That game is in the bottom of the 5th inning. If this game should end earlier, we may bounce over and give you some bonus coverage of that one, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 1-2. Still lots of baseball left to be played on both fronts. This game has had a pretty good pace to it. Unlike last night's game, it seemed like it was going to go on forever. Giants still have a 1-0 lead at the Vantolin Dome in the top of the fourth inning over the Dragons. Dragons have seemingly had the Giants' number the last couple of years. They always play them tough. Breaking ball misses outside. Count now goes to 2-2 on Asamura. Jeremy says, where did everybody go? I think they're just listening in silence right now, Jeremy. A lot of people still sitting here, just listening into the call. Here comes the offering now to Asamura, and it is a split-figure pitch swung on and missed. And Asamura down on strikes for the third time this evening. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Ryosuke Tatsumi. So for Tatsumi, he's also 0 for 2 tonight, and he's also struck out both times he's faced Stewart Jr. So of the 7 strikeouts tonight, 5 belong to Asamura and Tatsumi. He's had their number here in the 2 and 3 spots. And the first pitch coming to the center fielder of the Eagles as Stewart kicks and delivers is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. 88 pitches here for the American right-hander. He was at 75 through the first 5. That's why I wonder, are we going to see him in for inning number 7? Or if they're going to call it a day here. Here comes the pitch to the left-handed hitting Tatsumi. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs again, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Either that or people are still getting their sandwiches from the Japanese halftime. We were talking about the food the other night, just how much food is really given to the thought of the Japanese fans. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is now 2-1. Japanese fans do like their food. You go to the games, you get a lineup card and you get a menu of food when you walk in the door. I think that's kind of cool. And directions on where you can get your food. And everything is fresh. They don't like to store stuff or keep stuff. So they sell out of food. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. It's now 3-1 to Tatsumi. They do have the open base at first base, and Daichi Suzuki waiting his turn on deck. So we'll see how this plays out here for Stewart Jr. As the right-hander ready to go again. Kicks and delivers. It is a split-figure pitch swung on and missed. Counts now 3-2 to Tatsumi. I wonder if he'll follow that up with another one. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander ready to go again. Holds himself to the set. He checks the runner at second, now delivers. And there's a split-figure pitch swung on and missed. Tatsumi down for the third time tonight on strikes, and that's going to do it here in the 6th inning for the Eagles. Leadoff walk to Ishihara, and then 3 quick outs after that. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 6, and Carter Stewart Jr. has only allowed 1 hit here tonight. He's been absolutely brilliant. We'll be right back here. Our friend Jeremy checking out for the rest of the night. We thank you for being here. I'm sure you'll pick up the rest of the game tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening in with us here. We'll be back in a bit.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game and let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. We'll be back in just a few after these. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks in their half of inning number 6. Carter Stewart Jr., absolutely brilliant. 93 pitches in his 6 innings work, only allowing the 1 hit, the infield hit to Hiroto Kobakata. We're curious to see if he's coming out for inning number 7. As the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Kenta Imamiya, taken for a called strike. Imamiya, Kurihara, and Yamakawa to face the right-hander Takanaka, who's on for his 6th inning of work. As the pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander gets his sign again from the catcher Ishihara, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Got to remember it's Ishihara behind the plate and not Oda. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Imamiya waits here, and the offering is on the way, and it is a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes. I do thank everybody for ducking in tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always great to have you with us. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And that's going to be a leadoff single here for Imamiya to start the 6th inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. This might be the time that the Hawks are going to start flexing their muscles and flapping their wings. So Kurihara striding to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored a run his last time up, but he grounded into a double play back in the 1st inning. So Takanaka ready to go. He checks the sign from his catcher, and he works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Kurihara. Kurihara, as we said at the outset, enjoying himself a really fine season. He's got his average up to 274, 12 homers and 60 RBIs. That helps when you've got the likes of Yamakawa and Kondo hitting behind you. As there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Solid crowd tonight in Fukuoka. Very few empty seats. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Kurihara. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As Takanaka works set, and now he steps off the backside of the rubber and he feigns to first base. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So here comes the 2-1 offering as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the infield. Coming in underneath it is the first baseman, Franco, and he's there to make the catch as he calls everybody off, and that's going to retire Kurihara for the first out of the inning. That one sky high, but right to the glove of the first baseman, Franco. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Hotaka Yamakawa. And for Yamakawa, he is 1 for 2 tonight, and that 1 hit that he has was the big 2-run blow, the 2-run homer in the 4th inning that have the Hawks out in front here. He struck out in his other plate appearance, so he's got 22 homers now on the year and 69 runs driven in. Big fella's pulled his average up to 2 1/4 now. As the first pitch comes from Takanaka, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is drilled to deep left field. This ball could be trouble. It's back to the wall, and it is off the wall. And it is going to be the cut off here by the shortstop. As stopping at third will be Imamiya. It's going to be a double for Yamakawa. He just missed putting the second one out. Hit the top of the wall. Nice play there defensively by Tatsumi as the left fielder, Abe, had gone all the way to the wall. He leaped to try to catch it, but the ball was really about maybe 2 feet above his glove. Wasn't able to get it or bring it down. Backing up the play nicely was Tatsumi, as he was in a good position to be able to field it off the wall. But a double for Yamakawa, sending Imamiya over to third. That's runners at second and third with one gone. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. We'll see how the Eagles are going to handle this situation. They do have the open base. Might want to set up the force here. There's the flock of Eagles on the mound as the pitching coach had come out to have a conference. That is now going to be over. Why wouldn't even bat an eye? I would set up the force for a double play situation here. Put Kondo on, load the bases. What's the difference if you lose by 5 or by 8 if you can get yourself a double play and get out of it? Or if you lose by 2. So runners at second and third. And there it looks like they're going to pitch to him. Well, the other opportunity is you don't have to give them anything good to hit. You can kind of walk them intentionally but unintentionally, or unintentionally intentionally. Infield is in here for the Eagles. Runner at third, Imamiya. Runner at second, Yamakawa. Kondo at the plate. And now Takanaka steps off the backside of the rubber. Also a little surprised that they don't really have, we haven't picked up any action in the Eagles bullpen. I'm sure that they are scurrying now. Right-hander leans in, gets his sign from his catcher Ishihara. Works himself to the set. Here comes the 100th pitch of the ball game from the right-hander. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. It's another part I like about Japanese baseball. You've got 100-plus pitches from the starters. Got to love it. It's as old school baseball as you could want. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to Kondo. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He lined to second base his last time up, and he walked his other plate appearance. Pitches a fastball that just misses outside. That was at 91 miles an hour on the gun. Count now runs to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the right-hander ready to deliver again, Takanaka kicks and he fires. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Kondo. Although the pitches have been, he's been nibbling away at that outside corner, just nibbling and nibbling and nibbling. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Waiting on deck is Akira Nakamura. As he is ready to face the starter for the 3rd time. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and fires another fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-1. Again, I'm not sure why they just didn't stick him on in 4 straight pitches, but that being said, if you do pitch to him and if you do unintentionally walk, maybe that gives it opportunity to get the bullpen a little bit extra room here, because I would assume it is going to be a left-hander that they would turn to, because there's still a couple of lefties to come to bat here. Here's the 3-1 pitch. As Takanaka delivers, it's a fastball that misses way outside. It's ball 4, and that is going to put Kondo aboard. That's the other part, is now that Murray Biashi is coming in to talk to Takanaka, I'm curious to see, are they going to stay with him, or are they going to come and get him out of the ball game? I wonder what the thought process on this is here. We saw a few lefties in last night's game. Kondo has made his way to first base. The bases are now full of Hawks. As Akira Nakamura coming to the plate here. There's a turning point in the game. This is where I would be pointing at. Now, on the flip side of the coin, maybe they want to evaluate their pitcher here. Can he get himself out of a difficult position? Got bases loaded, game on the line. How's he going to handle this spot? So let's find out right now, because that's where we're at. Akira Nakamura, 0 for 1 tonight. He has walked and flown to center field. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. Fielded at first by Franco. He steps on the bag, and then he fires to the plate. and the ball gets away from the catcher. So the ball took right to Franco at the plate, but that's going to plate 2 runs because it's going to be an error on the first baseman as he fires it past the catcher and it goes out of play. So that's going to double the lead. It's now 4-0. So Nakamura hit the ball and Franco had stepped. It took him right to the bag at first base where he stepped on it. And then from there, he fired home. I got to wonder maybe why he chose to go in that direction, but not sure what the thought process is, but it ends up plating Imamiya and Yamakawa from second base. And moving all the way around to third is Kondo. Bit of a strange situation there. So going to be at least 1 RBI. Watch that one again. Yep. Oh, boy. Throw was absolutely horrendous. It was about 15 feet wide of the catcher. So that's going to be ground out to 3. It's going to be E3. That's going to plate those runs. And Kondo is the runner at third with 2 away. That's going to bring up Tatsuro Yanagamachi to the plate. That hurts if you are a fan of the Golden Eagles. Our friend Walfris is still there, and he says, yeah, 4-0 indeed. First pitch fastball swung on and fouled away off the bat of Yanagamachi. Yeah, it was, a nice play, and then it ends up being, even if you don't get the run at the plate to make it 3-0, if it's a decent throw, it's still going to be pretty good. Our friend Preston in the house, he says, let's go. Welcome, Preston. Great to have you hanging out. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as Nakanaka kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-1. As we mentioned earlier, if this game ends early, we'll bounce over to the game between the Lions and the Fighters to check in on that one. Last time we looked in, it was 3-3. Thomas says it was a terrible throw. That was bad. Yeah, that was pretty ugly. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This is lined into left field, moving to his right, and making the catch on the run is Abbey. And that is going to do it as Yanagamachi's gone for the third out of the inning. But there was damage in the inning done. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. But the big costly error allows that extra run to score. There was runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back to everybody. Some scoring updates for around the NPB. The Fighters have now jumped on the Lions. It's now a 6-3 lead. And I think not all that long ago, the Lions had a 3-1 lead over the Fighters. It is 2-0 for the Giants over the Dragons. That's in the top of the 5th inning at the Vantolin Dome. And here it is now 4-0 for the Hawks as the Eagles come to bat in the top half of the 7th inning. It's going to be the heart of the batting order. Suzuki, Abbey, and Franco to come to bat here to face the right-hander. Carter Stewart Jr. is coming out for his 7th inning of work. This is a bit different. I was thinking before about the stamina of Carter Stewart Jr. and his ability to get a little deeper into the ball game. So this is something that we haven't seen a whole ton of. Preston says he's got Fukuoka by himself in a money line parlay with Nippon or Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. So here comes the first offering to Suzuki as the first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0. 93 pitches so far for the American right-hander entering this inning. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a split-finger pitch waved at and missed. Now the count goes to 1-1. Suzuki tonight is 0 for 2. He's flown to left and flown to center in his 2 trips to the plate. The only hit so far cobbled out by the Eagles was an infield single off the batter Hiroto Kobakata back in inning number 3. The story has been all Fukuoka, and there's a ground ball hit to first, fielded by the first baseman Nakamura. He underhand flips it to Stewart, covering. It's going to go a ground out 3-1. That is going to retire Suzuki for the first out of the inning, and it'll bring up the left fielder Toshiki Abe. Friend Walfris says that he had Giants and Chinichi over 5 the other game. Giants and Chinichi. You might have your work cut out for you there. Last time I looked in, it was 2-0. I don't know if the runs will come fast and furious in that one. The Dragons always play the Giants tough. So here comes Abe to the plate, and the first pitch from Stewart's a breaking ball that falls in for a called strike. Count is 0-1. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He did draw a walk in the second inning. As the right-hander Stewart rocks into the windup and delivers. It's another breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. PayPay Dome is the venue for this one here as we're approaching the top of the hour. As that fastball swung on and it's grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is 1-2 to Abe. Glad you guys could find your way in here tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. It is much appreciated for you guys hanging out with us here this evening. As the 1-2 pitch is on its way from Stewart Jr., he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Fielded by Yamamiya, he throws to first, and that is going to retire Abe on a ground out 6-3. So 2 up and 2 in the books, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Maikel Franco. Our friend Preston says he was able to bet live this game at over 4.5, so he needs one more. Yeah, I think that I would think with the spread on this one here that you might be able to squeeze that. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Maikel Franco looked like he got it off the end of the bat. That's the second hit tonight for the Golden Eagles. But he has got himself a single, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Yuya Ogo. So for Ogo, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown both times to the center fielder, Yukio Shudo. As we said, Shudo has been a busy man in this one here tonight. He has had 4 of the putouts. Be curious to see if they could get through this inning with Stewart Jr. here. Our friend Heber in the house tonight. Osario, we welcome you to the stream. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. He says he has parlayed the 6.5 with an over 6.5 with the Fighters game. So he's here. Hopefully that will hit for him, and we hope it hits for you too. So here comes the 1-0 pitch as Stewart works himself set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lined right to the glove of Nakamura at first base, and that is going to retire Ogo. Oh, you hit the ball right on the screws, but you couldn't hit it could not find a hole. That is going to retire him for the third out. Stewart's getting some fist pumps. We'll see if he comes back for the 8th. I just get the feeling he's done for the night. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles no score. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Takuya Kai, Yukio Shudo, and Taisi Makihara to come to bat here in the 7th inning. The balloons have just gone off. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. We're just waiting here to see if the Eagles are indeed going to their bullpen. And I'd be curious to see if Carter Stewart Jr. comes back out for another inning of work. The way that he looks sometimes they leave the starting pitchers alone. I'll be kind of curious to see what he is got planned here. We're just waiting to see. It looks like they may be warming in the bullpen. We do have a pitching change. As Tohoku has gone to their bullpen, it is going to be a left-hander. It is going to be Hayato Yuji, who is coming on in relief. So he'll be the second pitcher used tonight, maybe a inning too late. So Hayato Yuji on in relief, as he is going to be facing Takuya Kai here to get things going. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Takuya Kai. Last night, the Golden Eagles used 5 pitchers in that victory. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes even to 1-1. But tonight, it is only been the second pitcher here used. As both teams, this is the first foray into the bullpen. We'll have to see if Stewart Jr. is coming back out for another. There's a fastball swung on. This is fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kai. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty reaches for the rosin bag as he gets himself a new baseball, ready to go back to work. And here comes the 1-2 pitch as Yuchi now shakes off his catcher a couple of times, and now Takuya Kai is going to step out of the batter's box. While the Eagles get that sorted back out. So here we go again. And Yuji still shaking off his catcher. I wonder at what point in time they're going to have to get out and have a conversation. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the lefty kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on as tap foul over past the third base coach's box. And the count remains at 1-2 to Kai. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Saying earlier that Takuya Kai is hitting about 40 points above his career batting average. He is enjoying himself one of the finer campaigns of his career offensively. So 1-2, he's got that very open stance. He crouches himself quite low. As we're ready to go back to battle here. And now Yuji steps off the backside of the line. He just can't get it together with his catcher. I'm not sure what's going on there. Whatever it is, they are definitely not on the same page yet. So now he nods in agreement. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Takuya Kai. And the pitch on the way, it is a fastball swung on, and it's lined to the third baseman, Daichi Suzuki. Nice play. Suzuki is able to catch it, and Kai he's thinking, what else do I got to do? He hits the ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of the third baseman. It's going to retire him for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the center fielder in Yukio Shudo. It was a great swing there by Kai. Just found the leather of the third baseman, Daichi Suzuki. Shudo tonight 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown to right field his 2 trips. And then he swings at a first pitch fastball and lifts that into the seats down the left field line. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. I also want to preface that if that game is competitive, because the game is now in the 6th inning between the Fighters and the Lions, as that breaking ball misses and the count is 1-1 to Shudo. If the Fighters end up running away a little bit with it, I'm not even going to entertain going over there. As long as the game is entertaining, we'll see. I'm going to try to get to the Fighters and the Lions. Of course, that game will be in Saitama at the end of the month. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. The Marines and the Lions, Marines and the Hawks, I'm going to try to get to as well. Giants and the Swallows. And then probably a couple games with the Fighters and the Lions. Should be entertaining. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, and it gets past the glove of the pitcher and into center field. So Yukio Shudo is aboard with a 1-out single. So for our friends that are in here that are looking for some insurance, this could be the case right here. This would be your best opportunity. You got Shudo, who can run really well. Getting himself on here. Maybe he can get himself into scoring position. It was interesting as the pitcher, Yuji, tried to field the ball, get his glove down, then he ended up falling backwards. It looked like his knee was going to buckle. So now the runner at first base is Shudo with with Taisi Makihara stepping in at the plate. The first pitch to Makihara is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-0. Our friend Trevor says the Hawks are at bat right now. That is correct. Hawks are batting here in the bottom of the 7th with 1 on and 1 out. If there's a chance for the Hawks to score a run, this is where you want it right here, Trevor. Our friend Preston and Heber had come in earlier on wanting that over, and he squares to bunt, does Makihara, but he takes that for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. The other side to this is that you got the big boppers coming up here in just a moment with Kurihara, Yamakawa, and Kondo. So if you can find a way on and get Imamiya up to the plate, maybe they can scratch a run out here. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lined up the middle into center field, and that's going to stop Shudo at second base. He had to freeze on the line drive because that ball was hit on the screws. And Makihara's got himself a single, so back-to-back singles here, and that's going to bring up Kenta Imamiya to the plate. And Imamiya tonight has enjoyed a nice night at the office. He is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also grounded into a double play. Sorry, check that. He's singled in 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk. I was looking at Kurihara. Kurihara has grounded into that double play. Our friend Preston says he just live bet Shinichi at under 4.5. That one I'm not as confident in, but I would say probably that one would be more realistic because I don't know where the offense is going to come in that game from either of those two teams. It might be pretty close to being it. I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was Sagano was pitching tonight. Tomoyuki Sagano for the Giants. So runs will be at a premium there, and they've already pinch hit the starter. So the Dragons are going to their bullpen. So here comes the first offering from Imamiya as he kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball taken for a call strike. So Yuji heading the count here at 0-1. Runner at second, Shudo. Runner at first, Makihara. 1 strike to Kenta Imamiya. As the left-hander works himself to the set. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Preston's cheering for an RBI double here, or a 2 RBI double. I think Makihara could score from first, depending upon where it is. He still runs fairly well. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As that is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Imamiya. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just a reminder again to everybody, we'll be back on for the Mountain Holiday game tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern. But we'll do the Fighters and the Lions, so hopefully you can join us. A rare Monday Japan game. Fastball swung on and fouled right off the was it off the thigh of Emamiya? Oh, that's kind of smart. Huh. Preston says, I just need one run, but I want to see everybody win. There you go. So it remains at 1-2 to Emamiya as the trainer came out to check on him. Best thing you can do is fix your long swing there, Kenta. He took that pitch and he ended up fouling it right just above the kneecap on his left leg. Oh boy. That's going to suck. And it looks like now he's got to go and get some more spray for the bat as he runs gingerly back to home plate. So 1-2 strikes it is as the right-handed hitter digs himself in. And now we're ready to face the lefty here. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up over on the right side of the infield. Infield fly rules in effect. Kobakata makes the catch, so it's immaterial anyway. And that is going to retire Emamiya for the second out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. Well, for Kurihara tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also grounded into a double play and popped to first. So if people are leaning in here or listening in, hoping they can get another Hawks run across the plate, as I said before, this is probably the best opportunity in which to do it with this part of the order. So some of our folks that have been listening in that have been putting their nickels and dimes down on the game or their dollars and their cents, this could be a turning spot for them. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kurihara. Yuji retired the first batter of the inning, and there was back-to-back singles by Shudo and Makihara that have got him into a little bit of trouble. The infield fly to Emamiya has recorded the second out. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as the lefty Yuji delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's hit foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-2. Alfred says Hokkaido's brought their A game today. Well, they didn't look like it early on as they were down 3-1. Now they're up 6-3. They had come back in that one. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kurihara as the lefty Yuji here is waiting. Gets the sign from his catcher, and here comes the 0-2 offering as he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses way outside. The count is 1-2 to Kurihara. 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Kurihara as he digs himself back in. Here comes the pitch from Yuji. Checks the runner at second. Now he delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted foul. It's going to drift into the seats just past the third base dugout. The count remains at 1-2. A rare Monday baseball in Japan. As we said, the Mountain Holiday ball game tomorrow. So keep yourself tuned to the channel, as we'd love to have you in for that one as well. So 1-2 strikes it is. Crowd is in good form here tonight as they're cheering on their home side. Here comes the offering from Yuji. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses way outside. Nice stop there by the catcher Ishihara as he had to go way to his left. So 2-2 it is. Looming on deck is Hotaki Yamakawa. That could get very interesting. He hit another home run here tonight, which got the Hawks off and flying here in this one. Here's the 2-2. As he kicks and delivers, breaking ball swung on, another one lifted foul into the seats, this time well beyond the third base dugout. So the count remains at 2-2 to Kurihara. 2 gone here. As Yuji gets the new baseball, gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work again as he works himself to the set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Now he kicks and delivers. Slow breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, Kurihara, he stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched that one go by for out number 3. So the Hawks threaten in the inning, but they don't score. No runs in the inning, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're now through 7 complete. It is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Darwinzon Hernandez coming on in relief. The power lefty is taking over here for Carter Stewart Jr., making his 33rd appearance of the year, and he's got himself a 3.09 earned run average. He's going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order, which means Moribayashi, Ishihara, and Kobakata to come to bat. Our friend James Lowry in the house, he says he's glad he's found this little niche channel, exactly what he's looking for. Well, James, welcome to the board. We appreciate you for hanging in here with us tonight. And thanks for stopping in. We will be back, as we mentioned, on the air again tomorrow for the game between the Fighters and the Lions, which is a rare Monday game. The first pitch is at 95 miles an hour, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Moribayashi. Moribayashi 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to first and struck out his 2 trips to the plate as he swings at a fastball and grounds it over to second, fielding it neatly as the second baseman Makihara throws to first. And Moribayashi is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the first out. Our friend Preston and Walrus updating us said the Fighters are now up 8-3. That game could get ugly in Hokkaido. That's going to bring up the catcher Takeshi Ishihara to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He had struck out in the 3rd and walked in the 6th. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Ishihara on the season hitting .227, 4 homers and 12 RBIs. Waits on the offering from the lefty Hernandez, who delivers a fastball that swung on and missed. Another pitch at 95 miles an hour, and the count now goes to 0-2. Have to tell you, if you are looking for somebody to come back to Major League Baseball, I'd be on the phone to Darwinzon Hernandez. I'd be looking to see if he has an opportunity to come back, and he blows that fastball right by Ishihara. He was overmatched. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Hiroto Kobakata. And I have to think that he's got to be tough on left-handers, because where he sets up on the first base side of the rubber, and then he really lands closed and comes across his body. So if you're a lefty standing in there, got to be a little bit nervous here as the first pitch comes in. It makes him really nervous as he has just drilled Hiroto Kobakata in the elbow. He's got an elbow guard on, but boy, he's not going to be very happy as he's going to head down to first base. He was absolutely smoked. So I said about making you nervous, but when he hits you, he makes you even more nervous. So Kobakata is aboard on the hit batter. That's going to bring Hideto Asamura to the plate. Asamura is not enjoying himself tonight. He was one of the ones that would be really glad to see Carter Stewart out of the game. He's 0 for 3 and struck out all 3 times against Stewart Jr. So here's the first pitch from Hernandez, and that fastball comes inside at 95 and backs Asamura off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting DH of the Golden Eagles, as the lefty works himself to the belt. And here comes the 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. Took a little something off that one. That one came in at 94. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Asamura as the lefty Hernandez fires again. A fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hideto Asamura. Hernandez is looking smooth here tonight. Let's see if he's got a back foot slider to finish him, as the pitch is a fastball swung on and lifted foul. That's at 94 again on the gun, and the count remains at 1-2. I'd be thinking back foot slider into the foot of the right-handed batter here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Asamura, as the lefty Hernandez ready to go. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on again and again, hammered foul. That was at 95 that time, just past the first base coach's box. So 1-2 it remains. Yep, still 8-3 in the top of the 7th inning there at Escon Field by our last report. Sorry, it's the top of the 7th as the Lions have come to bat. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. Stopping at second is Kobakata, and with a single here with 2 gone, it is Asamura. That's only the 3rd hit of the game for the Golden Eagles, and that'll bring up the center fielder Ryosuke Tatsumi. So another lefty-lefty matchup here as Tatsumi strides to the plate. He also was happy to see Stewart Jr. gone because Stewart struck him out 3 times. So both Asamura and Tatsumi down on strikes 3 times each against the American right-hander. Trevor says 2 gone. Yes, there is. All of this has started with 2 out. And the first pitch fastball misses outside, and the count is 1-0. 2 out rally here. 1 ball and no strikes to Tatsumi as the lefty works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Moving back on the edge of the warning track and now coming in and making the catch is Yanagamachi. Well, he gave everybody a little bit of a heart flicker, but that is going to do it here for Tatsumi as he's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. He just missed that one. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles no score. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Routes Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in a few. We got ourselves a 4-0 scoreline. It's a lot of entertainment here. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher to keep you guys entertained. We'll be back in just a few.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. They do have a pitching change to the Golden Eagles. They're going to a 26-year-old right-hander, and this is going to be Koichi Takada. I hope I've said that properly, as this is the first time I've seen the young right-hander, as he is going to be taking over here on in relief. So Koichi Takada on in relief, and he is going to be entrusted to face the heart of the batting order here of the Hawks, which means Yamakawa, Kondo, and Nakamura. So no easy task for the right-hander here. And for Hotaka Yamakawa tonight, he is 2 for 3. He's got a home run, a double, and a couple RBIs. He's also scored a pair of runs. So he has been a main part of the offense here for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Looks like there's more action in the Hawks bullpen as well. I wonder who they're going to be turning to, if it would be an Osuna situation. I didn't look at the game sheet tonight. Usually I look at the game sheet to see who is rostered and who is not. We're looking at the wrong one, and we're looking at the Giants and the Dragons. First pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Yamakawa. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the pitch is delivered, it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0 on Yamakawa. Tonight's attendance at the PayPay Dome is 40,142, as they have enjoyed the action here tonight. I don't see Osuna on the game sheet, so they won't be turning to him. It might be, I don't know if it would be Madiyoshi, but probably more likely Matsumoto. As that pitch misses down, it's now 3-0 to Yamakawa. That's who my guess would be, is that they would go. I don't think they would go to Fuji. I think they would go to Matsumoto next. As the 3-0 pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. 4 straight balls to Yamakawa. And I would not bat an eye to see if they are going to send a pinch runner in for him here. See what happens when he gets to the base. And sure enough, that is exactly what has happened. Now the question is who has come in to run? That is our bigger question as we have a look here. Look, it is a number 99, and so number 99 on our up to date or up to the minute roster would be Sami Nomura. So Nomura in to run. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down to Kondo, and the count is 1-0. So Sami Nomura, the pinch runner for Yamakawa. 1 ball and no strikes to Kondo. And the people that are listening in our chat are hoping to get that other run plated across. Well, our friend Trevor Parker says over 6.5 incoming. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving over to make the catch is Appy, and retreating back to first is Nomura. I got to tell you, the way that this pitcher has thrown, he's thrown now 6 pitches, only 1 strike, which was the fly out to Kondo here. You may be onto something there, Trevor. So 1 gone here in the 8th with the runner Nomura at first. That brings Akira Nakamura to the plate. Nakamura is 0 for 2 in this one. He has flown to center, grounded to first, and he has walked in his 3 trips. So officially on the book says 0 for 2. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Nakamura has struggled this season. He's hitting 196, no homers and 13 RBIs. Our friend Britt Bratt jumps in, says he needs the under 6.5. Well, there'll be some nail biting going on here for some of us. There goes the runner down to second. The throw is down, and it's in time. They're going to nail Nomura. So he's going to go in the books as caught stealing 2-6, as it is Moribayashi has made the tag, although the manager for the Hawks wants that to be reviewed. I'm not sure if I'm going to review that one. I think that's just a straight up caught stealing, but we'll wait and see here. Throw was up the baseline a little bit on the right field side of second base, but I still think they were able to apply the tag in time. Nomura's hanging at second base. We'll get a replay and make you the judgment. So far this year, when we've seen the replays, I think I'm 14 for 15 in correct calls this year. So we'll get our first look at this. I don't know if he avoided the tag there or not. The umpire says that he got him. Let's look at the other one here. I'm not sure on that one. We're going to have to get a different angle because I don't know if there was daylight between the glove and the players. If this was old school baseball, it was the daylight play. The throw was definitely in time. Whether the tag was taken that or not, we're not sure. Our friend Trevor says we'll take 15 of 16. I can't make a decision on this one here yet. Although it looks like on that situation here, they rotate around. I'm going to go with the out. I'm going to stay with it here. I'm going to say that this play is going to stand and it is going to be an out. That's my take on the matter here. So we'll wait for the umpires' decisions as they come out. It's taken a while here, so it's not one of those easy calls. Every time Shinjo seems to, the manager of the Fighters seems to be disgusted, he'll make a call, whether it's almost like he wants to use the challenge for the sake of using the challenge. But I'm going to go up with the right hand on this one here and say that he's out. And here comes the umpires. So it looks like we're going to have a decision here in a moment. No, maybe not. Our friend Tudo in the house. And here comes the home plate umpire. And nope, I guess we're going to be 14 for 16. As he has said that he's going to be safe. So that means I got to get my eraser out and give Nomura a stolen base. So Nomura has a stolen base, and we are now 14 for 16 on the season. That's another reason not to like the instant replay. That's no balls and 2 strikes on the hitter here, Nakamura. So he is nestled in at second base. 1 gone here in the 8th inning, and Nomura, the runner at second, Nakamura in the hole at 0-2. Here comes the pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats down the third base line, and the count remains at 0-2. Yanagamachi waiting his turn on deck. Hawks ahead 4-0 here in the last half of the 8th inning. So here we go again. Right-hander against the left-hander. Takada delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's pop foul into the seats behind home plate. Count remains at 0-2. Other thing I want to see is who's heating in the bullpen for the Hawks. We haven't got an update on that yet, but I guess I'm going to be going with Roberto Osuna not being in the lineup card. I'll have to say it's probably going to be Matsumoto. That would be my guess to close it out. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander holds again set. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. Popped up into shallow left field. Coming in is Abbey toward the foul line. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Nakamura for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and both have been retired by the left fielder, and that's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. So for Yanagamachi, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He's looking to reach base for the first time. He has struck out, grounded to short, and flown to left. Left fielder Abbey has been steadily busy tonight. He's made 3 outs in this game. 2 of them here in this inning. So here comes the first pitch to Yanagamachi. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. It's going to get over the head, and it's going to get all the way to the wall. That's going to get 1 run in. Yanagamachi is cruising all the way into third base, as that's going to be a triple, and it has increased the lead to 5-0. So a triple for Yanagamachi. They had the outfield playing shallow because if it was a base hit, they needed to throw the runner out at the plate. But he's going to get himself an RBI, and it looks like he's going to be coming out of the ballgame for a pinch runner as he gets a huge round of applause. It's now a 5-0 lead here for the Hawks. It was a great swing. As they said, the outfield was playing shallow here, and they had to do it to be able to throw that runner out. Ball ended up getting hit into the pull gap all the way to the wall. Now a 5-0 lead. So runner at third with 2 gone, and that is going to bring Takuya Kai to the plate. As that first pitch is missed outside, and the count or is taken outside, the count is quickly 0-1. Just taking a look here. It looks like our friend Preston is jumping the gun a little bit on us there, Preston. So if you're a little bit head in the stream, as the fastball misses upstairs, count is 1-1. I think some of the folks would probably not necessarily always appreciate that. Just enjoy the game, watch it along with us, and go from there. Our friend Spaceman in the house, welcome you. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander kicks himself and delivers. As it is a fastball. This is swung on. This is lifted in deep center field. Moving back onto the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Tatsumi, and he's there, and that is going to retire Kai for the 3rd out of the inning. But they get a run, do the Hawks. An RBI triple off the bat of Yanagamachi brings home Nomura, the pinch runner, and that's going to run the score to 5-0. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Hawks with a 5-0 lead over the Eagles. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight and listening in on the call. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 9th inning. It is 5-0 for the Hawks. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. I would have whiffed on this one because it's going to be Yuki Samori coming in with a 5-run lead. So I would have thought they would have went to Matsumoto, but maybe if the game was closer, that's who they would have chosen. But it is going to be Samori who is coming on in relief here, and he's going to get the heart of the batting order for the Golden Eagles. It's going to be Suzuki, Abbey, and Franco scheduled to come to bat here as they're looking to try to break the ice as they find themselves behind 5-0. I was talking a little bit about the stream. There is a bit of a delay here as we do use a third-party application. We use StreamYards, and StreamYards is the one that we use, and I think it's about a 4, 5, 6 second delay. And so that's just the nature of the beast. And usually the feed that we get is pretty much on song. So if you're a few seconds ahead of us, just kind of bite your tongue a little bit so everybody else keeps the suspense. That's the one piece that most people do as they watch. I do watch the NBL sometimes, the National Basketball League in Australia, as the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that is whiffed on by the catcher and hits the umpire right in the shin. 1 ball and no strikes to Suzuki. Good boy. My friend Brandon in the house here tonight says thanks for the commentary. Well, hopefully you can make it back in tomorrow night, Brandon. We'll be back on the airwaves. It's the Mountain Holiday, and it is going to be the Lions and the Fighters. We're going to do that game tomorrow night. So don't forget to bookmark the channel where you can. There's a fastball that comes inside and hits Daichi Suzuki right in the back of the leg. And so the first one got the umpire. The second one got the third baseman of the Golden Eagles. Oh, boy. Watch that one there. Right in the it went on the bad spot, just above the knee, but sort of on the outside part of the quad. So he's aboard here on a hit by pitch, and that's going to bring Toshiki Abe up to the plate. Ming Ming says, can they score 2 more? Well, they haven't scored any tonight. So we're going to find out what they have here. It is runner at first, Toshiki Abe at the plate. They need 3 outs to get. As Abe waits on the offering here from Samori, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. But I have to say, 3 pitches from the right-hander of the Hawks, and he hasn't been close to throwing a strike yet. So 1 ball and no strikes to Abe. When this game is done, we'll give you a full recap and also updates on the out-of-town score. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0 on Abe. Friend Brandon says, I hope they don't score anything. And I can't say that we necessarily disagree. And time is called as the pitching coach is on his way to the mound. I guess so. You got 4 pitches and none have been close. You might want to get that bullpen going because Samori is certainly struggling here. Is a full conference of Hawks on the mound. Got to throw some strikes, let him put the ball in play and see what happens. The old saying, pitch to contact. Well, you got to be able to give him something to be able to contact with. He's not been around the zone at all. James says, where are you from? Sounds like Central Canada. Nope. We are on the West Coast. So we got 2 balls and no strikes as Abe waits here on the offering from the right-hander. And now he kicks and delivers another fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Toshiki Abe. Waiting on deck is Mikael Franco. And the right-hander here delivers the 3-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Daichi Suzuki, the runner at first. Nobody gone here. Samori finally threw a strike. And here comes the 3-1 offering. If I'm Abe, I'm burying the bat on the shoulder. A fastball taken at the knees. Taken for a called strike. It's now 3-2 to Abe. Mikael Franco waiting his turn on deck. Dangerous part of the order here. The Eagles need some base runners. As the right-hander ready to deliver the 3-2 pitch. And it's on its way. Fastball swung on and fouled away. And that's going to keep the count at 3-2. So Suzuki, the runner at first. Nobody gone here in the 9th inning. The count is full to Abe. It's the bottom part of the batting order to come to bat. They're going to have to do the job here against the Fukuoka right-hander if they're going to get back in the game. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. As he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses up and in. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say it didn't go. That's going to be ball 4. Abbey's got himself a walk. Now the Eagles have got something going here in the 9th inning, as they've got themselves runners at first and second with nobody out. That's going to bring Mikael Franco to the plate. That's going to bring the third baseman Kurihara in to have a chat with his pitcher, because Samori's starting to dig himself a hole. So Franco is coming to the bat. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Eagles only have 3 hits, and he's got 1 of them. It's 5-7-0 for the Hawks, 0-3-1 for Tohoku. They are on the phone to the bullpen, are the Hawks brass, and they're probably letting them know to hurry up because they got a 5-alarm blaze on the mound. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Nina jumps in here, says she needs a run. Well, there are a few people that are in here that are saying they need a run. 1 ball and no strikes to Franco. As the right-hander Samori delivers again, it's a fastball swung on. This is lined over that of the shortstop. Fielded on the run by the left fielder. They fire it in, but holding at third is going to be Suzuki. That's going to load the bases with nobody out. So Franco steps up. He gets his second hit of the night. So bases are full of Eagles. Suzuki, the runner at third. Abbey, the runner at second. Franco, the runner at first. And there is a big-time situation brewing here in the top half of the 9th inning. And it's slated to bring Yuya Ogo to the plate. So for those of you who are sticking in here who need 0 runs, it is an absolute storm on the hands right now here to Yuki Samori. Now they're stalling for time because Takuya Kai has gone out to talk to him. This is the 3rd mound visit of the inning. I don't think they do the mound visits here like they do in Major League Baseball, but that conference is over. James is calling for the grand slam here. I don't know if Yuya Ogo has that in him. He does have 6 homers on the year. So we got ourselves a lot of high-end entertainment here. Lots of folks that have stopped in here tonight. As we said, a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow when we do the game, the Mountain Holiday game, a rare Monday game in Japan, 9 Pacific, midnight Eastern. It'll be Lions and Fighters. So here comes the offering from Samori as he kicks and he delivers. The first pitch swung on, grounded up the middle, past the diving glove of the shortstop into center field. That's going to get Suzuki in, and that is going to bring a second run in to Toshiki Abbey. So not just 1 run has crossed the plate, it's a pair of runs for the Golden Eagles, and they've got 2 runs in, and there's nobody out. So a RBI or 2-run single here off the bat of Ogo has now made the score 5-2, and now making the slow walk out is the manager of the Hawks. That's going to be the end of the night for Samori. He came in and brought his gasoline can to the mound, absolutely soaked it. A hit batter, a walk, a single, and a single. And now that has cut the lead to 5-2. And we're going to take a little time out here as we've got ourselves an absolute firestorm on the mound. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment here. We got ourselves a pitching change when we return in just a moment. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for popping in with us. It is a 5-2 scoreline. Nobody out. A couple of runners on. The tying run is coming to the plate, and it's Suki Muribayashi. We'll be back in just a moment here as we do have a pitching change. It is going to be the right-hander Matsumoto coming in. He's just finishing off his warm-up tosses, and we'll get this one going in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 5-2 ball game for the Hawks. Everybody who had picked the over tonight, well, congratulations to you. This game is not done yet, as the Hawks have got themselves in a little bit of trouble. Looked like they were going to cruise to victory here until Yuki Samori came to the mound. In the ninth inning here, he had hit the first batter, Suzuki. He walked Abbey, a single to Franco, loaded the bases, and then a 2-run single by Ogo has now made the scoreline 5-2. Suki Muribayashi coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3 in this one, as he has grounded to the first baseman. He has struck out and grounded to second. So he is ready to face Matsumoto here. So as the right-hander works himself to the set. And here comes the first offering. As he kicks and he delivers, and it's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs. The count is quickly 1-0 to Muribayashi. So Matsumoto, the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Hawks. Our friend says that the fighters are imploding as well, Preston says. Interesting. I haven't checked in on that one, but lots of entertainment. Last time I looked in, it looks like it's 8-6 over in that one. So maybe we will jump over and give you some bonus coverage of that at the end of the game. Let's take a look and see how that is. There's a fastball swung. This ball is belted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track, up against the wall and making the catch. Oh, my goodness. What a great catch by the left fielder. That was number 57, Riku Ogata. He has come in for Kensuke Kondo. What a fantastic defensive play that was. If that ball was hit another 3 more feet, it probably would have left the park and we'd have ourselves a tie ball game. So Muribayashi sends it to the deepest part of left field. If you're on Instagram later tonight, go check out that one. Everybody in the dugout, with the exception of Samori, seemed to have a little bit of relief, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Takeshi Ishihara. So Ishihara stepping to the plate. He's officially 0 for 2 in this one. He struck out twice and walked. And maybe not. We're going to get a pinch hitter. It looks like Igoro Moji coming off the bench. We haven't seen Moji, but I got to tell you, every time we see Moji, he always seems to do something special. So Moji coming off the bench here to pinch hit for Ishihara. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. We had a stretch there a couple of years ago that every time we would call a game of the Eagles, and when Moji would come to the bat, he was always doing damage. So 1 ball and no strikes here to the left-handed hitting pinch hitter of the Eagles. As the right-hander works himself to the set, now delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is lined into right field for a base hit. It's going to get down. And rounding third and throwing on the brakes is Franco, and that is going to load the bases again. The bases are full of Eagles here on the single by Moji. And that's going to bring up the top of the order in Hiroto Kobakata. So can you believe it? Eagles here looked like they were dead going into the 9th inning, and they've got themselves a heck of a rally here. They only had 3 hits through the first 8 innings. They've got 3 hits here in the 9th. So bases full of Eagles, only 1 gone, and it is Kobakata striding to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also been hit by a pitch. And so Matsumoto trying to close this one out. Our friend Spaceman says that Fukuoka are a bunch of frauds. Well, we're going to find out here. They've got quite a healthy lead in that Pacific, as the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That was at 96 miles an hour. Catches the outside corner, so 0-1 to Kobakata. Kobakata would be a tough player to double up, as he does run well. Base hit here could cash in a pair, but they still would need more. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ming Ming says he was shaking for the 6.5. Well, I don't think you have to shake anymore. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is, as Kobakata waggling his bat, waiting here on the offering from Matsumoto. As he kicks and delivers, it's a split finger pitch. It misses down and away, and now the count goes to 2-1. So it's now in favor of the hitter here. Got ourselves a highly entertaining game tonight. When we started tonight, I thought this game was going to be kind of just another one of the run-of-the-mill games. Now it's turning into a very entertaining affair. We appreciate everybody who has dropped in tonight. And hopefully we can do it all over again tomorrow night with you. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Kobakata waiting here on the delivery from the right-hander Matsumoto. Everything he's fed has gone away. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses away. And it's now 3-1. Well, there's nowhere to put him. They're going to have to face him. Going to have to throw him a strike as the bases are juiced right now with Franco at third, Ogo at second, and the runner or the pinch hitter Moji at first. And the always dangerous Hideto Asamura waiting his turn on deck. Certainly wouldn't want to be facing Asamura in this situation. So here comes the 3-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set. Now delivers. Fastball swung on and lined foul just by the dugout. Everybody was ducking and moving out of the way. That runs the count full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. What few Hawk fans or Eagle fans have made the trip to Fukuoka, they are certainly on their feet standing and cheering loudly. They want their Eagles to fly high. Hawk fans are praying in the seats. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hirota Kobakata. As the right-hander holds to the set, here comes the pitch. Now he kicks and delivers a fastball. This ball is lined into right center field. Coming in is Shuto. He makes the catch. And tagging at third, but holding is Franco. Oh boy, Kobakata hit that ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of Shuto. Some nice defensive play. That's going to be the second out of the inning. And it's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. So the bases are still full. The runner at third is Franco. The runner at second, Ogo. The runner at first is Moji. And it brings Hideto Asamura to the plate. Asamura was 1 for 4 tonight. He's got a single in 4 trips. He's struck out 3 times. That was against the starter, Carter Stewart Jr. He's got 10 homers and 42 runs driven in on the year. So he is arguably the most dangerous hitter. One swing of the bat could put the Eagles into the lead here in the top of the 9th. So 5-2, the Hawks have the lead as the conference on the mound is over between Kai and Matsumoto. Tying run is at first. Go-ahead run is standing at the plate. As the right-handed hitting, Asamura digs himself in. Batting .254 on the season. As we said, with those 10 homers and 42 runs driven in. This is what you play your backyard baseball for all the time. You want to get yourself into this mix. So here comes the first offering from Matsumoto as he works himself to the set position. And the pitch is on the way. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Asamura. Asamura has the flair for the dramatics. He can put a charge into a ball, and he definitely has had his share of walk-offs. Carter Stewart Jr. in line for his 7th win here tonight, but it's not going to come easy. As the Hawks are trying to navigate themselves through this 9th inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. After this game is complete, we will bounce over and give you guys some bonus coverage of that game between the Lions and the Fighters. It is 8-7 in the bottom of the 8th inning right now. So stay tuned with us. We'll take a timeout and then we'll try to set up the feed as we'll give you that one there. 8-7 in the bottom of the 8th. Lions will have their chance to come to bat. That's assuming we get through this one. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and fires, fastball swung on and line foul into the temporary seating over on the first base side. That last pitch came in at 99 miles an hour on the gun. Oh, Matsumoto really dialed it up. Good piece of hitting there by Asabar to fight that one off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hawks trying to finish this one off. 1 more strike is needed. 1 more out. The Eagles are down to their final strike as they are down to their final out. As the right-hander leans in and he gets the sign from his pitcher as he works himself to the set. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Matsumoto kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped softly over to third. Fielded by Kurihara. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 5-3 to end the ball game. And they threaten for more, but they don't score. The Eagles strand the bases loaded. They got 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors and 3 runners left aboard. Your final score is the Hawks 5 and the Eagles 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a couple moments. We're going to pull up the feed for the Lions and the Fighters and navigate you through that one in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in, but hang tight. We're going to give you a bonus coverage action in just a couple moments when we return.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're going to give you the top of the 9th inning as the Fighters have just grounded out to end the inning. They had a threat as they had a runner at third and 2 out, and then it was a ground ball to the second baseman that ended the inning. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Lions to bat in their half of the 9th inning. And we're just getting a confirmation because it looks like the Fighters are going to their bullpen. I wonder if it's going to be, no, it's going to be Yamagichi, it looks like, coming in. So we'll hang tight here with you, and we'll give you the call of this one here. We just got to get ourselves set up a little bit here, as I don't have my Fighters or my Lions information up, but we'll do the best we can. It looks like Sosuke Genda, the top of the order, will get things going for the Fighters. We'll have to check it out. It looks like Genda, Okamura, and Haruma will be the top 3 hitters to come to bat for the Lions. And as we said, the pitching change that has been made, it is going to be number 95 coming in for the Fighters to try to close this one out, and that would be Taisi Yanagawa. So Yanagawa coming on in relief to try to finish this one off for the Fighters. So I'm glad you guys could stick around. We appreciate you as well for being here. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can join us for more action from the NPB, as we will provide it to you as possible. So this is going to be the right-hander just completing his warm-up tosses, and then we'll, as we said, try to give you the best we possibly can. As I'm not sure, we don't have the game lineup, so I can't give you a ton of information on how things have gone to this point, but we'll do the best we can as we can. Interesting uniforms tonight being used by the Lions. I wonder if this is going to be the month. They had a powder blue last year. So they got white pinstripe bottoms, and on the top, they got dark pinstripe tops, but the tops are dark, and then they got white pinstripes to go with it. So I don't know if I'm a big fan of the mismatched pinstripes, but very interesting nonetheless. Anything to make a buck maybe in Japan. So here comes the first offering. It is Sosuke Genda who leads it off. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Fighters have defensive changes at third base and left field, but I have to tell you, I'm not sure exactly where everybody sits in at this point. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed at 95, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Genda. So we do appreciate you guys hanging in here with us, as we are given that bonus coverage tonight with the Fighters ahead 8-7. And there's a fastball that misses up and away to Genda. That was at 96 miles an hour. Top of the ninth inning, as this game here is coming to a close. I'll give you that there, as there's a fastball swung on it, is looped up the middle, and it is going to be Kamikawa Kabata, who is the shortstop, who's going to make the catch. And Genda is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. It's just a soft little looper up the middle. It's caught him off the end of the bat. Nice range and nice job there by the shortstop to race to his left to have to make the grab. And that is going to put one away here. So one gone here in the top of the ninth inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder Okamura. So it looks like Koichi Okamura coming to the bat. Yes, he's making his 23rd appearance this season for the Lions. The rookie swings, and he hits a line drive in the right center field. Coming hard and making the catch is the center fielder. That's Matsumoto. So Go Matsumoto makes the grab, and that's two quick outs here. So Genda's retired, Okamura's retired, and now it is going to be the left fielder Haruma. So Takuya Haruma striding to the plate with two gone. Once again, everybody, appreciate you guys all for jumping in with us tonight. It was pretty much a wild finish in that other game. So now two out here, as the Lions are down to their final out. Haruma hitting 263 on the year with a homer and 13 runs driven in. Batting from the right, or batting from the left side, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike, as the right-hander ready to deliver again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So one ball and one strike. Haven't seen the Lions in a while. Their interim manager is Hisanobu Watanabe, as there's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. If I'm not mistaken, they've removed their manager, which would have been Kaz Matsui. Fortunately for Matsui, he has not been able to finish the season as the manager there. One of the worst seasons in Lions history. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Yanagawa blows it right by the hitter there. The Lions, they make a game of it, but unfortunately, they're not able to come back. And they're going to fall 8-7 to the Fighters here tonight. They came back, but just not far enough. So your final score there in Hokkaido is the Fighters 8, the Lions 7. We'll be back with those two teams tomorrow night. Well, everybody, listen, I want to thank everybody for listening in tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We had quite the finish to this one here. Your final score earlier in the game that we covered was the Hawks hanging on to beat the Eagles tonight 5-2. It was a 5-2 final, and of course, the game we just gave you some bonus coverage of was a victory for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 8-7 over the Saitama Seibu Lions. And that is everything here for tonight. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for stopping in. Whether you listen on Twitch, whether you listen on YouTube, which is our main channel, either way, we appreciate everybody who stopped in to listen tonight. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you again tomorrow night. Remember, Mountain Baseball, Mountain Holiday. It'll be 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern. Hopefully, you guys can check it out. It is going to be the Lions and the Fighters. We'll be on the call for that. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you again tomorrow.